Well, made it to the graveyard. I won't be staying permanently, but I'm visiting some folks. I know a lot of the names here, too many of them, but I guess I'll just, keep being more of them until I join them. Somebody up here has a really cool polycarbonate roof over their grave. It's kind of cool looking, actually. And there's a big tile one over here with a nice message of somebody's dad. There's tons of flowers here everywhere, and these wreath things with pictures of stuff like Mary and Jesus and stuff like that. I guess if I'm going to be buried here, then I should think about what I would want, and I don't need much. I'll be dead. so, uh, but I think a cool rock or something would be neat. You know, I mean, obviously people have a lot of different ways they do things here, which is totally cool. There's a bunch of shrines on the side. Well, there's one shrine over there. A bunch of people have been putting tires with succulents in them, various kinds of plants. And I have various plants I want to bring over here and just plant along the edge. I don't even think I have to ask anybody permission, although I'll talk to a friend of mine. I always do before I do anything, but there's no reason there can't be more shade around the edges. The sun is right now, it's fairly early morning still. It's going to pass by here, and there'll just be tiny pockets of shade up here. And really, there should be shade all around it, ideally. Like in this kind of climate, that's one thing I like about the Oranga Cemetery is that it has a lot of trees in it. It's pretty cool. Wow, it's weird. People I know are dead. I didn't come up here on Dia de los Muertos. I'm shy a little bit, but I come up here when I can, according to what I feel like doing. There's too much garbage for me to deal with here, and I guess it's no huge thing. It'll get picked up later, but I would prefer if it got picked up earlier sooner rather than later. It's a peaceful place, though. I like it. Got this cool table and chair here, which are oddly cultish looking. God damn it. Got Nisbro trees. I could easily bring over some new trees for these folks, too. And just line it. Over there, there's a tiny house in the woods, and there's a white horse standing in front of it. It took me a second to realize it was real. It just looks so odd. The Barranca here is quite gorgeous, actually, and there is one trail into it from down below, and that should be improved, and a gate should be put on it. That's federal land anyway, so nobody owns it. And it's really cool, pretty looking rocks. All that down in there can get planted and used as, kind of part of the town's park. And this is true of any town that has access to a barranca. Like on the other side, I think it's the south side of Lazar Zamora. That barranca from the cemetery up through into the town is totally useful territory as a really lovely place to be. This time of year, it's actually too hot. Like, that's why I'm out walking pretty early in the morning. Although it's going to be hot before I get back, I tell you. And I'm probably going to stop for some beer, too, which will slow me down. And a torta. Oh, yeah. I would love a torta. Well, here I am, I guess, in the cemetery. and it's quite gorgeous. And yeah, I guess there is a tree over on that side that has really good shade already. And what could happen was that dirt could get dug from one place up there, flattening that space out, and moved to fill the space down here under this pine. And then you could put benches there and be all comfy and stuff. I guess, there's currently one seat here. You can see over here there's a couple benches that are made with a piece of like firewood stuff and a log. I don't know if those are dug in or not. But essentially, there should probably be a bench right there. Just like put one in, you know, and putting in a variety of benches around, I think would make it more comfortable. And they can be concrete benches. I mean, I'm sitting on a concrete chair right now. It's pretty cool. And down here, there's more of these wooden benches where it's obvious what that means. That's like the desire lines, right? Like when people make a trail where you didn't necessarily want them to, but it shows what they want to do. And that should be a really good starting point. Whenever you have the option of seeing the desire lines in humanity of what people want to do or they think they want to do, um, I think it is really wise to either go completely with what they want or break it entirely. But if it's a desire line in an unintended spot and it's damaging things, then that's a big problem. Oh, I hear a vehicle. Fuck. It's nice up here all alone, I tell you. It's really nice. It's quite rare for me to get out anymore, I guess. God damn it. Come here, dog. Well, good. I came, I conquered. I am still alive. Hey guys, I'll see you later. I will join you soon. For such a genius dog, it's funny she can't figure out some basic shit sometimes. But that's how it goes. Let's do that walk back home. Get that torta. Oh, man. Who the hell was that? The guy just walked by. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. This cemetery is out in the country, you know? Pretty far out. God, my legs are tired already. But this is the only way forward. And the only physical therapy that's going to actually work for me is me walking around, because that's what I like to do. And I've had a couple year interruption in that, I guess. A little bit disturbing. Down here the entryway is a little bit interesting. Not a lot of people, of course, should be driving in here. And the road from town to the cemetery could be improved a lot. I just made a list of a bunch of improvements to this area right here, which mostly I just gotta love the way it is, you know. I have one other cemetery I'm a big fan of. I'm not going to say where that one is either. You can probably figure out which one I'm in, I guess, and which one I'll be in later. But it's not really a touristy location. Nobody I've talked to around here has mentioned anything about turning it into a touristy place, and so I don't think I'll promote it as that. Um, but I would like to improve it just for the folks who live here. Down here, you've got more of these succulents and tires someone has put in. That's kind of cool looking, a little bit. And then this area up in here is kind of difficult. I would recommend changing it. This is pretty weird. I think you can go under this bridge. There should be a stairway down there. It'd be great. And then up here, it's almost flat, like it's almost nice here. And you could easily get in here with a weed whacker, a couple strong dudes, and here's your immediate awesome park right next to your entire cemetery. I mean, it's just right there. And you can already walk to it right there. So really, it's just a matter of getting in there and, you know, putting in some seeding in whatever shade you've got. Cut down the most common native plants, which will just come back anyway. It doesn't matter. And you can see what you're working with. Hey, my dog is drinking unknown water. I don't like this bridge entirely. Somebody could fall off it and die. At least they'd be close to the cemetery. But I would recommend putting a hedge around it or doing something. I understand that it's for controlling water flow. That could actually be dug back in and concreted over as well. And you could not have a big, huge hole that's really easy to fall into. Down below here is absolutely gorgeously beautiful. These cool rocks are all sculpted. Unfortunately, I also have garbage all in there. I would recommend cleaning them out. Explore this entire barranca all the way down to town and identify every single possible awesome spot that there is. I wonder who that dude was that went by. There is one madrone in the graveyard there. There's one right here. So they're around. I think that I wrote down a list of ideas for what I could do to help the graveyard out to look cool. And certainly putting in more madrones would be a great idea. They're just such a cool tree. And if one ends up somewhere you don't want it later, you can always cut it down. You know, we want to get very, very, very good at reproducing them. Down below the graveyard, there's a stone bulwark or something, and that's a pretty cool spot down in there. That'd be a great little park, in terms of sitting in the shade. And who knows? I almost think it would be better to raise up the barranca in a few spots, but whatever. It's not my land. I don't know what they should do here. Somebody did put some magueys over here. That's cool. It's really kind of weird that up to here there's pavement, and then after that there isn't. It'd probably be wise to widen out more turnaround spots. And ultimately, it would be really great to make an agreement with some landowner on the south side of the road to get here, right between the two main roads. I mean, the road to here and then the main road. To have somewhere where there could be an outflow.